Alright, welcome to Sketchpad. We're working on lesson 16 of the module. This is on page 126. We're going to go ahead and look at the exploratory challenge first, and we'll look at a couple other things after that. So this just tells us in lesson 4 we did a construction for parallel lines, and now we'll do an alternative way of doing that construction. So we want to construct parallel lines given it's a line AB passing through point P, using this particular method. And it looks like we're going to draw a circle P with radius AB. And with an actual compass, that's something you accomplish pretty easily. You just go ahead and put, say, the point on A, put the pencil point on B to set the width so that you get segment AB. You'd go ahead and put the center on P, whip the circle around, and that'll give you that. However, with Sketchpad, it might not be as straightforward how to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my Sketchpad. I'll go ahead and call that up. I got a fresh page up here. And let's just go ahead and start out. I already have the line tool selected. If you didn't, you can go ahead and collect on your toolbox. Go ahead and get the double-headed arrow so that tells me to do a line as opposed to a segment. I'm going to go ahead and put line A and B out here. I'm just going to turn on my label tool and go ahead and label those A and B. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my point tool, and I'm going to put a point P, I guess up here somewhere. That's kind of where it was on the picture. I'm going to turn on my label tool. I'm going to click on that. It wants to call it C. I can fix that by double-clicking and call it point P so that it matches the exploratory exercise. Alright, now my first problem is I kind of have to use my compass tool, and I want to set it to width AB. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go ahead and get myself a measurement first. So I'm going to go ahead and select, I'm going to turn off, see a point P is the last thing I did, it's selected. I'm just going to go ahead and click on point A. I kind of move the selection tool, move it over to A, click so that I have that selected. I'm going to hold down shift because I like to do shift with mine so that I have the selection tool, I get that sideways arrow. So I have AB selected. I'm going to go ahead and measure the distance between A and B, and it goes ahead and puts that up there. So now I have a lot easier time going ahead and making a circle or using the compass tool to get that. So I've got that measurement length of AB selected already. I'm going to hold down shift. I'm going to select point P as well, and I'm going to go to the construct menu. And then it says circle by center plus radius. So I go ahead and it created for me a circle of that center and radius. So I have that step completed. Let's switch back. Let's see what their second step is. It wants me to go to circle B, center at B with radius AP. Alright, so let's look at that. So I'm going to have to measure AP, it looks like. So let me just switch back to Sketchpad. So let's go ahead and get our selection tool. Let's turn off the circle that's selected. Let's click on the A. Let's click on the P. I'll hold down shift so I have those. I'll go ahead and measure that up. So now I have that distance showing up over here. I don't have to actually leave these in my mouse sketch. I can hide those later. But now we're going to go ahead and I've got that selected. I'm going to hold down shift B because we want the center at B, and we'll go ahead and do that construct again. Circle by center and radius. Go ahead and get those two, and I want to go ahead and get that intersection. I like to get my intersections by clicking on the point tool and just kind of moving around until I have both these circles highlighted, and then I go ahead and get that intersection. And to go ahead and complete, we'll just skip back to the steps. It says label that as Q, so I'm going to label that as Q, and then I'm going to draw a PQ. Okay, so let's go ahead and label that point. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my labels, click over here. I want a D, I double click on it, get Q, and go ahead and say OK. And I'm going to go ahead and complete those. A couple of options. I guess I'll just select P, I'll select Q, and I'm just going to go ahead and say construct a line, and there you go. So that kind of completes that that exploratory exercise using measurements, and like I said, not in such a straightforward way because you have to turn on these first. If you were looking to hide those, we can certainly go ahead and do that as well. Let me just click out here in empty space to deselect everything. I'm just going to click and hold and select those together. I'll go to display, and I'll say hide distance measurements so people don't necessarily have to see them. If you want to turn them back on, I just go to display, show all hidden, it brings them back. But that's how I'd accomplish that task, and hopefully that helped you out. Thanks.